coffee. I have some amazing coffee. I have a coffee story. And I also want to show you what we're doing today. Hold on. I got to open up my iPad real quick, but I got to put my passcode in. So can't be doing that on screen. Okay. When I was really a teenager, I was obsessed with Van Gogh. Obsessed. And I also, for a long time, I just didn't see the value in copying the masters. Okay. So I don't know. I just thought it was like kind of a lame practice. And it's done in art schools a lot, and people do it, obviously. I mean, everybody knows that it happens. People use masterworks to study, painting and, everything, art, to study art, composition, color, balance, line, blah, 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 everything. It happened again. Okay, what's going on here? I need to turn off my, there's our Van Gogh. So it's valuable. Like, I finally see the value in doing this. And I think, and I don't know why I've had an aversion. I have no idea why. I mean, I've had to do it, for classes and stuff. And just always felt like it's kind of lame. I don't know. It's stupid. It's just my own thing. I don't know why, but I no longer think it's lame because it all of a sudden makes sense to me. And it just goes to show that you can change your mind and you can have like these light bulb moments at any time in your life. You know what I mean? So today, kind of going like in a weird direction because and maybe you will join me. I'm gonna draw a Van Gogh self-portrait with brush pen because he is absolutely just ideal and perfect for studying different lines you can make and different textures and things with brush pen. So anyway, all that to say that this is going to be a fun one, and I'm super excited about it. And now I just have to decide which painting to do. He's got lots of paintings. He's got tons of portraits and tons of self-portraits. I think I want to do, where is it? I think we want to do this one. Let's do this one. I'm gonna, let me just check my volume real quick to see if you guys can hear me. Awesome. So welcome. So I almost didn't do today's because I have kind of a up in the air week a little bit, and my schedule is a little wonky this week. And sorry about the noise. I really apologize. I'm gonna put my stand there, and I'm gonna put my Van Gogh over here so I can look at him while I draw. Grab my chair quickly. And I have a little coffee story for you today. So, am I the only person who does this? Probably not, but I make coffee either in my pour over or French press in the morning. And sometimes here's my coffee this morning. Ta-da. Oh wait, I have 2 coffees this morning. Here's my other coffee in my regular mug that you always see. Ta-da. There's my other one. So I usually make like a full thing. It's probably like 32 ounces. So cheers. Oh, I know you haven't seen this mug yet before, have you? I'll have to put the artist's name in the description. So this morning or yesterday morning, so I've been basically what's been going on is what's been happening is I have been making coffee and having enough for like 2 days. So, because I drink like a cup a day. Let's see how big this is. I just want to see if I can. Okay, that's good. Just gauging. Just gauging here. Gauging my size. Maybe a little bit there. And I think I'm gonna tilt a little bit. Tilt my paper a little bit for you. Maybe, I don't know. Tell me what you like. Do you like up and do you like straight down, or do you like the other way? Do you like having the paper flat, or do you like it slightly tilted? Tell me. Let me know. Let me know what you think. So I've been making my coffee in the morning in a French press, and it's like enough coffee for 2 days. So I will drink the 1 cup, and then I will put the other one in a I've been putting it in a cup that's insulated, and then I put it in the fridge. That's really neither here nor there. I could put it in like a mason jar. That would probably work better, but or just the same. But okay, hold on 1 second. I gotta turn my screen off on that. It keeps reverting to. I'm having some screen reverting problems right now. Please stand by. Please stand by. Yeah. So hold on 1 minute while I figure out my life over here, because this is a little. I need to go to energy. Energy control center, display and brightness. Control center. What are we looking at here? Battery. Isn't there like an energy? Isn't there like an energy spot? Don't turn my screen off when I'm trying to look at it, please. All right, let's hopefully that will work. I hope that will work. I turned off lock unlock for now because, I just want to draw Van Gogh. You know what I mean? Just let me draw Van Gogh, Google. Stop. And Mac, Apple, iPad, little person in my iPad. Just let me draw Van Gogh and stop turning off my iPad. Okay, I'm gonna draw Van Gogh. So I've been doing okay, move my picture a little bit. So I've been doing. This isn't gonna work. I'm sorry. I'm having issues, technical difficulties today. Okay, so I've been making my coffee, and I make enough for like 2 days, and it's not like I don't purposefully do it. I like to have fresh coffee every day, but it just happens, and sometimes I think I'm going to drink all of it, and I don't. And then it's just, I get in the morning, and I'm going to be doing my live stream, and I'm like, well, just heat it up in the microwave, and and that's fine. So I do that. But today, I have taste test. What's better? Okay, it's not a fair test. This is like fantabulous. We have some fantastic Ethiopian coffee here from Square One Coffee, and it's fully caffeinated. Because I made this one. This was a half and half, and I microwaved it, so it was super hot because I like it super hot. And then I put my half and half in it, and it's fine. But I remembered, some days I remembered that yesterday I didn't think it was great because I'm used to something fantastic like this. So if I'm having a day where I'm sleep deprived, I need my fantasticest coffee in the world. I need to have I need to have the coffee that just like makes me giddy, right? And that's this. So so I have 2 coffees today, and hopefully, okay, that's my story for the day. That's my coffee story. So we're drawing Van Gogh, because, and we don't even know what it's going to come out and look like, but we're going to draw Van Gogh because you can really learn a lot, especially like for specific uses, right? Like today and this week, I should say, it's not even, it's Monday. Today's Tuesday, right? Yesterday was Monday. We did brush pen. I thoroughly enjoy doing brush pen. You guys thoroughly enjoyed it too. And I think let's explore some more with the brush pen, because this was kind of a wonky week for me because I couldn't really make like I couldn't really make a schedule. I want to start doing scheduled like topics and like scheduled like weeks and things that we're going to focus on for our streams, because I think that's really helpful to know what's coming up. You know what I mean? Then you can be like, okay, I'm interested in that, or okay, I'm not. You know what I mean? So just trying to see. I'm measuring out. Right now, I'm just making markers for myself with my Van Gogh picture. See, here's my picture. So I'm making markers. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bump you. I'm making markers for my Van Gogh so I can see, and I know you can't see, and I apologize for that. I'm just gonna make some quickie little markers here so I can just know where the top of his head is, how far, like working out my spatial little quadrants here. I'm not somebody who does grids, and I feel like part of what I love about drawing is making like is the unknown, and like drawing from, your perception. Like that's what an artist does, okay? And that's like why it doesn't matter if it's perfect, and it shouldn't be. It's an artist um it's an artist perception, you know what I mean? And that is what it is. And so you need to like really, or you can do whatever you like, but I suggest embracing that quality. And that doesn't mean not studying and not learning different things and different techniques and struggling and having, having moments where you're frustrated and want to throw things, you know what I mean? Like that's not what that means. It just means, appreciating that you're unique, and that you your work is not always going to be, that's part of what makes it great, is you're going to have these little irregularities and mistakes, or if you want to call them mistakes, because there is magic in mistakes, right? But that's what makes art amazing, one of the things. So we're looking at his hairline, and see, I'm super focused now on getting him down, when the line is always the factor, because I'm only using my brush pen. So I'm doing all that, but I'm only doing him in brush pen. So I'm exploring all the different um, character of the line that I can get out of my pens, out of my brush pens, because I'm only using brush pens for this. And I love how he paints like a whole universe of movement in his artwork. And I was quite obsessed with Van Gogh when I was a teenager. Um, I just loved the movement in his art. I'm sure it influenced, my love of line. I'm sure. Um, excuse me. I'm breathing heavy today. Let's do it eyebrow. See, I probably should have just do. Let's get all the rest of this down first. I'm jumping over to his face, and I don't need to do that. Let's get the bones down. Call it the bones. Come on, Van Gogh. Help me out. Spirit of Van Gogh. Come into my picture, please. Okay, now I'm at the point in the drawing where I'm trying to concentrate, so I'm probably not going to talk very much. So, had a lovely time with family yesterday, and we'll continue today. It'll be fun too. I'm gonna skip the afternoon stream today, and then tomorrow's going to be um, as of right now, and I'm going to put this on my I'll put this on the post tab, but I think I'm going to be, oh, I hate to even use the word, I'm going to cancel the streams tomorrow, both of them, because I just think it's going to be too busy, unfortunately. I'm going to miss you guys terribly. I love doing these. I love coming here every day and drawing with you and talking with you. I really do. I very much love this. Love doing this. Okay, so I think this is definitely more efficient to have my to have my little picture here. So let's see. We have, how much can you see? Okay, I'm gonna move over here. Okay, so this morning my laptop is, for some reason, it's saying that I can't get on the internet, but my extra phone can, so I can look at my phone and see what's going on here. I can keep an eye on the chat that way, which is nice. It's just takes up a small amount of space. So I'm just really freewheeling this, but you can really get, and we're going to get more into the, whoop, come on, guy, don't do that. Here, let's turn that, there we go. Get that going. Okay, let's do these here. Here. So much texture in his painting. I really think I definitely studied. I studied George O'Keeffe a lot too, but, and I love her paintings, but I think Van Gogh, I don't know. His art is so fabulous and so wild and like such a, so like nobody else's, and I don't even know how to, oh gosh, now I'm getting real caught up in his little face here. Don't do that, iPad. Don't do that to me. And then this eye is very intense over here. Let's do that. I need to work on the bottom of this painting first. I want to lay down the framework, and I'm jumping around quite a bit. Do that. Let's get his face. The shape. Just get the shapes in here. Bone structure here. And then his nose. Like that part. The shadow. You can really feel the plane of his face right there. Right where his nose meets the, that like plate of his cheek, and then his jaw. It's very cool. Love that. So I'm gonna do, let's see what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do some little lines like this, just to help give myself a little a little bit of this. I don't know if I've ever looked at his nose this intensely before. Okay. I want to finish this part. So I need his jaw because again, it's like connecting the dots, you know what I mean? That's how I do it. Connecting, just think of it like you're connecting the dots. You are, see he has a crease here, and then he has, his hair comes down like that. That sort of to the side. Right. And then do you see this? Like there's like a shadow, like this. And then he paints these little tiny strokes that are like following the shape of his the shadows and the ins and outs of his skin, and it's really neat. I mean, it's no wonder people study Van Gogh. And then he has a portion right above his eyebrow that connects to the side of his forehead that is, it's a little bit indented, so it's a little shadowy. And then like his eyebrows go down like that. And he has very deep, very deep eye socket. Okay, let's go back to trying to get our entire picture down here. So goes like that, and then his chin, so his lip, nose, and then we have stash, and then we have lip. So we want to get his lip. Excuse me as I think out loud here. I'm just trying to work out his little face, his little features here. Get it? It's good to just like get this stuff, try and get this stuff down, and then you can just go. That's what I do anyway. I like to get these really try and focus on specific aspects first, like the framework, you know, like the scaffolding of your building, and then you can later on get, you know, jiggy with it, do what you want. You know, you can get all crazy with your details, and you see that because we really need to find his chin first. And once we have that, do I say this every day? I'm like, oh, this is we're gonna like get a little loose today. No, I don't think so. No, we're not. But this is kind of a fun, different way to explore the different marks you can make with your brush, and it gives you a framework in which to explore these different ways you can use your brush, you know, in a way that keeps you engaged and keeps you out of thinking too much about your art, like about your expression. You know what I mean? So that's important too. And what I mean when I say your expression, because I know we need to all have our own expression. That's art, right? Art is self-expression, but it's also creating without your ego in the mix is so valuable, and that's where you grow. So, and what I mean by that is judging yourself constantly. So that's what we want to not do. Don't even want to go in that. Don't even want to go into that, into that coffee shop. We didn't want to go into that coffee shop. That's not for us. They don't serve the kind of coffee we like. Okay. So, yeah, so that's what we're doing. That's why it's really good to have a exercise like this that almost just takes you out of, because you're being very, you are expressing your own creativity, but you're doing it within a framework of, this exercise, and you're also engrossed in studying your subjects different, things going on, like all the different movements and everything. So it's great because it really does take you out of the zone, that judgment zone, because that is not where you want to be. And um, if you can focus when if you find that your mind goes there, focus on drawing things in different. Focus on your what am I thinking? Focus on your scaffolding of your building. Cheers! Oh, this coffee is so good. Focus on doing your measurements. So um, you know, anytime you feel like you might be starting to slip into that, oh, this doesn't look like that, whatever, don't, that's not, don't let that in your brain. Just work on your measuring, work on, okay, connecting pieces. So, okay, I'm putting his ear here. How much space do I have from the ear to the corner of my framing, and then to my picture edge frame, right? And then from that, and then from this cheek, which is probably the most, besides his shoulder, it's the one that's coming out the most. How far is that from here? And work on that stuff. Work on your study of the of where things are in conjunction with each other, and that's a really good way to sort of take yourself out of other thought patterns that you feel like are not, and that I feel like are not beneficial. So yeah, and just studying the detail here is just so cool. I like to see like his pattern of his, what do they call that? It's a just thinking what they call the balding pattern here. I forget what it's called, but there's a word for it, something scale. So I'm just gonna draw that in. And then he does some little marks there at the top. Excuse me for breathing heavy. Sometimes I do like a really big sigh, and it's like, oh my god, I gotta edit that out. So this is like that. Nope, nope. And you know what? It's okay. See right there, that was not right. I didn't get that right, and that's okay. It's okay. That's not a make or break. I'm gonna switch out this brush pen for this one because I think this one's a little juicier. And the reason I don't immediately refill this one, because I like that texture. I like that dryness. But then I have this one, which I think I actually refilled this one too, but it's just not juicing up yet. Here's the old one. I replaced the cartridge yesterday on my stream. I had some refills, so. But I want to work on finishing the bottom of my line work here. So I have my scaffolding for my building ready to go because I want to get into this a little more. I want to really dive in here. And then we have, oh, drawn on my iPad. Drawing on my iPad. I'm drawing on my iPad. I want to do a line like this. So this is kind of like juts out a little bit. It's like, I'm going to tilt that so you can see better. Actually, I have my little piece of marble that helps me, and that helps so you can see better. I want to have my paper nice and tilted for you so you can have a little more visibility. Okay. So let's see. Our buttons. And then the coat is like that. And then make sure you're in frame. Okay. We have vest. Where's our, okay, this is vest. We have vest here. And then this is, yep, wake up computer. And then we have that. And then like that. Like that. Okay. And then we have buttons. So I want to get my buttons in here. A little button here. I apologize if my hand is covering stuff. I often will move around my camera holder. And I don't want to do that today because, you know, I always want to give you like the best view I can with my little one camera setup here, my little one phone setup here. But sometimes, like right now, when I have a lot going on here, it's a little harder to do that without taking myself and taking you out of the process. And so I don't want to do that. I want to keep our train moving. I would just try and be cognizant of my hand not being in the way. Okay, this is something I'm wondering if maybe I should stand for this because I think I need a little more. I need to see what I'm doing a little because I feel like I don't have I think I need a little more of a slant here. No, don't do that. There we go. Okay. And then it's like shadowy. Okay. All right. Let's see here. What do we got? And then we have our coat. The collar. This line is actually it's a fold. So if we do that, edge, and then this is how it goes. And then this line, pretend I didn't do that line there. Pretend that line is not there. And we're just going to do some Van Gogh lines over it. And then we're going to do some see, we're getting there. Now I can really start sort of digging in a little bit. I'm going to move my phone up here so I can keep an eye in case anybody says anything in the chat. So I'm looking at shoulder here. Where does that go? It goes to the collar. So then this little curvature here, what does that line up with? Okay, I think we're in a good spot here because that does line up appropriately. And then we have an angle. So this angle lines up with, oh, sorry, iPad. This angle lines up with this little fold here. So I'm going to go, I think I need to go a little higher. That. And then we'll do shoulder here. Oh, we're going to run out of space. That's okay. That's okay. So yeah, here goes like that. And then that. I wonder if my talking sounds like a little mouse or something, because I think sometimes I'm just not talking loud enough. But I'm just working out the details, talking to myself over here. Okay, that is where his bicep. And then we do. All right, so we're running out of space on that side, and that's okay. All right, let's concentrate on our beautiful strokes now. Our lovely brush strokes. And this is interesting. Look at how his vest is like this. Check this out. His vest is like this. Ooh, let's get our dry brush. Let's get our dry brush for this. Our drier brush, I should say. Not necessarily dry. But look at that. Cool, cool, cool. And then you can make these cool little marks. And then it looks like the painting. See that? See, that's cool. This is a dry brush. Come on, man. Hey, wake up. Let's get some ink flow going here. Just a little bit. I don't need too much. I like your dry, but I like how dry you are. I need to get a little bit of flow. Speaking of which, these pens, which I love, they're fabulous. But there is a YouTube guy, a pen guy, an artist, who hacks these pens. And I found his channel because I'm interested in that. And I'm going to try his method. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because this looks like a simple, this is just like, this is a refill. It looks like this is just full of ink, right? But it's fascinatingly not. It's got like 2 different chambers in there and then an ink and then your little ink well. So it's going to be interesting to dissect the pen and try and get some and try and refill it on my own. I haven't done it yet, obviously. I thought I was doing a good job by just sticking it in, by just sticking it in my ink and like squeezing. No, 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 no. So if you look at any of my older videos and I'm like, hey, I know how to refill this, you just stick it in and squeeze. Just watch a newer video and I'll explain and I share that channel with you and the video with you about the refill, how to refill it. And pretty cool. I'm gonna do it for sure. And I forget his name off the top of my head right now, but I will, once this stream is completed and I'm populating, the description custom and everything, I will put that information in there for you. Because it's definitely, I mean, I haven't even explored his channel all the way yet, you know, full on, but I'm just really grateful for his pen hacking videos. That's really that's really what I'm into. So now I'm just drawing the folds of the fabric, and studying a painting is interesting too because it's fun. It's funny how you think, I mean, really, this is for drawing from life too. Thinking that something is one way and then looking at it again and being like, oh, that's different than I thought it was. like you draw something that you think you saw, and you saw it, but it was just kind of moved over a little bit in a different place. And that is very interesting to see how your mind, um, the connection between your eyes and your mind, and how things, connect or do not connect. So here you see we have, this is just all the way down, and we have the connection with his arm to his back. And you see, I didn't have enough space because I drew the line. So that would be like here. If I was going to do that, it would be like there. And then this side, how you see his arm. I guess I did an okay job here, but there's a little bit of space here too, where his arm would actually be. Oh no, there we go. Right. So I'm missing a lot of space. So his arm would actually be like that. But we're not doing that because I don't have the room for it. But it's just an observation. Good observation. Observations are good things. Oh, so later today, I just have to finish up a few things on it, but I'm gonna drop my topographical doodling video, and I'm super excited about it. It's a totally edited from a stream I did like I think a week ago. It was a really long stream. It was a project that I created that I'm really excited about, to show you how you can it's a doodling project, but it's really what it is it's different ways to use, different patterns you can make, and different it's another it's another exercise kind of like this, like finding ways to exercise your skills, your like mark and brush skills. So I did a printable download for it, which you'll be able to get for free. And I also started, drum roll, I opened, and I have not, this is not, okay, let me finish a sentence before I start backtracking. I opened a Patreon, and you can get it there too, but it's, I think I had to do like I wanted to open my Patreon and do it free at first, but they don't let you do that. So my option was to make it very inexpensive while I grow my library there and my resources for you. So um yeah, so it's $2, and there's only one tier right now, because really I'm just grateful right now. Like, if I could have done it for free, I would have. But you can get it if you can actually join I think you can like follow on Patreon for free. And then um I'm pretty sure you can download there, but you can download it for free from my Gumroad. So I'll put both links in that video. But if you do want to support me on Patreon, I would be endlessly appreciative of that. So I'm planning to grow my offerings there, and it's going to be a place where I've wanted to do it forever, and I've had so many times when I wanted to just put some information somewhere for people who really want it, but I just didn't. It just There wasn't an outlet for that. And this is going to be perfect because I have the framework of my live streams, because I live stream every day now. So it's like, I'm constantly sharing information and projects and, exercises and things. So, it's perfect. It's like perfect for that. Anyway, just wanted to let you know. And that is at the moment just not, I have not, I literally I literally pressed the, I'm going to make this some, you can actually see my brush pen. I literally hit the live button on the Patreon last night, like at 1 in the morning or something. So, if you would like to support me there or follow, I think you can follow for free. And I'm learning as I go. I am totally learning as I go, even though I've wanted to do a Patreon for a long time because I just feel like that's a very good. I think that's very fitting with. Um, I think it really fits with some of the content that I want to offer and that I do offer. But the extra stuff that I want to offer, I think it's just kind of perfect for that for me. Like a very good fit is what I'm just trying to say. Can I talk? Haven't had enough coffee yet. All right, let's do our Van Gogh nose. So we're gonna wake up. We're gonna pull some of this skin movement here because this is how he paints. And then we have some darker shading there. Not even really, I'm just drawing values right now. So I have, I'm making more lines where there's more values, right? And then in movement, there's movement to where his brush strokes, how his brush strokes go. And if you look at his nose, do you see this? His nose, he has brush strokes right on his nose to show the bone in his nose. Oh, my hand's getting a little tired. I'm going to actually put my little ink right here. Maybe that'll hold up my, kind of, movement. Hold on my thing for me. So this is good. Let's do his nose. So he has this plane on the tip, on the surface of his nose. Cheers. He has this plane that is dark. And then if you look at the tip, it turns like that. And then if you look at his nostril, it goes like that. So he's got a lot going on here. And then he has like a little crease right there. Oh. Gotta get my pen sharper. I'm messing up. Messing up there. I didn't mean to make that mark. Is what my point was, that I didn't mean to make that mark. And then he has another crease here. And he has a crease there. Yep. Let's do. I like his little hairline. How he has the little hairs up here, and then he has his skin. It's like this. And then he has some interesting like cross hatches here. It would be nice to have a super high res version, and I'm wondering if there's something available somewhere, because stuff is in the public domain. So I guess we lost it. Let's try something else. Let's try a shorter one. Who's that? How's that looking for you? Can you see it? Let me see. Really, I can't really tell if you can see it. Oh, you know what I'm going to use? My rock. This is my little prop rock. See if that helps. No. Okay, maybe that'll work. That. A little better. Okay, maybe. No, probably not. Sorry, guys. I'm trying. Okay, that's not bad, actually. Okay, let's get this going. What do we got? 10:52. 10:52? Oh my goodness. I gotta get working on the back here. What's happening? Okay, let's start here. Start here. This is like a whole other way to doodle too, actually. I mean, if you had an outline of this, would you like that? And then you could like do all the movements. This is like Van Gogh doodling. I think that would be actually be really cool. What a fun idea. Let me know what you think about that. That's something that you would like. As I think it sounds like fun. I think it sounds like a fun, um, easy access, you know, no barrier way to really get in touch with your brush pen and with your own exploration with it. So right now, I'm just sort of trying to follow. I'm using his face. I'm using the corner of his face. I'm going to have a sip of my coffee. I'm using the corner of his face as my goalpost, right? As my, it's tethering me to find his swirl patterns. So that's what I'm doing right now. Trying to, I am trying to follow his swirl patterns by following his face the way that I have his face right now. And I didn't finish his little eye socket there. So I do think that there's such value in like studying the way that Van Gogh is. I'm gonna move my mic so I don't get all crunchy on you. If I can help it. Then we go down like this. So it's like this. So see, this is really an interesting little puzzle here because the curves are obviously they're like a river or clouds or they're going in a direction, right? They're like moving in tandem, but in different movement shapes and things. But finding your tether can be a little bit of a can be a little bit challenging. And unfortunately, I don't have a tether for right here. I mean, not a tether, I'm sorry. I do have a tether. I have his arm, but I don't have any more room to draw. This is, so we have a change in the wind pattern right over here. We have this sort of S-shaped curve going here. And then it goes into this bigger swirl here. So it's a little bit like doing a puzzle, you know? And it's also an interesting way to explore the push and pull of your pen and how I'm fascinated by this. The different directional, how when you use a brush pen, your direction and where you put your tip, like that's your compass, it's interesting. And you have to like work your compass. So on screen, it makes it so you can't really see what I'm doing, unfortunately. But I'm when I'm when I'm using my tip and I want to control it so I don't get that weird little flip happening, I'm supporting it. I'm going to try supporting it like this and holding like more strongly with these fingers in this direction and holding my wrist like this, to control the tip when I'm drawing in a direction that's unnatural for my hand. So let's give this a shot and see how it goes, because um, I'm working on this. Like, this is not usually what I do if I need to draw in a different, if I need my tip to go in a different direction, I'm usually turning around my art, like just turning it around, and you know, as I'm drawing, so I can keep my hand in the same organic like way that it likes to be. But being on camera and wanting you to be able to, like, not wanting to have to move my page around puts you in a different um, puts you kind of in a different um, situation, which is interesting because it's really like every little challenge like that is just another it's just another opportunity to learn. You know what I mean? It's just another opportunity to make discoveries in how you work and things you can do to um, to give yourself different options. You know what I mean? So when I do this, I have to, and I have to do this anyway because I'm a lefty, is like keep myself sort of anchored, which is usually what I use my little marble slab. I use that for like anchoring. And you know what else? I use this date stamper, which I actually stamp my pictures every day. I stamp my pictures with the date that I did them in this notebook, in this sketchbook. And sometimes when I'm putting this to work doing something else, I will use my little date stamper because it's just kind of the right height, you know? It's like a good little height for me to rest my hand on it. So, and it's sturdy enough, so I like it for that. Okay, let's see. Do that. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're gonna go over an hour, but we're at an hour right now. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go over an hour today, but we're gonna get there. Not too much over. I do want to. Return there, and then that, and then that. Okay. All right. Now let's do some arm. I'm gonna move you up a little bit there. Okay. Somehow got a little bit lost in the sauce down there. Let's see. Let's do some brush work there. And just, work with curiosity and we're not judging ourselves. We don't do that here. Everything is an opportunity to explore a new something or other, a new lesson, something new that you're learning. Everything is an opportunity to learn. So we have two creases here. And then I want to do some longer strokes to really. Oh, screen, stop going to sleep, please. You're just making me tired. I tap you all the time. Okay, so now we have the other part of his vest, which is a little bit less. Let's use our real dry brush for that. Where'd it go? Where'd I put my dry brush? Let me just look. There you are. Okay, good. Found you. Found you. Okay, I want to make sure you can see. Good. All right. Got this. We got the dry one. It's a little, I mean, yeah, it's dry. I just filled this thing. So we got some, see, look at these cool little lines you can make. And you know, with the dry brush, when your brush is a little bit dry, you can really mimic these, these, um, you can really mimic these brush strokes. And it's really fun. This is just like what I had in my head. I was going to come on today and we were going to do, I'm working on a project and I wanted to do another piece for it. So I'm working on a book that I am going to self-publish, and it's going to be a coloring and create book. Hopefully, this is my goal. I have to get my samples from the company that I'm hoping is going to I'm going to use for my publishing. So it's going to be independently published. I'm going to publish it myself. It's going to be, for now, what I believe it will be, or what I'm going with at the moment is spiral bound, nice heavy mixed media style paper. So you'll be able to do different types of um, different types of dry media and some wet. Not a lot of wet, but some wet. So it will be able to take some washes, some water washes, like when I'm doing Neo colors on my chat here. And then I bring in the water brush and I'm like, like a little here, a little there. And then I'm like poking around on my picture and, you know, all that stuff. Like that, it should be able to take that. Because I wanted to do a book that is very able to, so we can like co-create together, something that gives you the flexibility to grow in your art practice and gives you options to use different media, to try different things, and to be a little, like be a little wild, so you don't have to just use um, a certain kind of media, and that you can feel confident that your paper is going to be there for you, you know, and that you can, I mean, it's not going to be, it's not going to be like 300 GCM or anything like that. It's not going to be like super heavy, but I'm hoping to get a paper that gives you enough structure and enough that you can really explore more creatively on it and like do fun things with it than you can with a typical coloring book. Because coloring books are great, but so many of them, and especially like a publisher that I will not name today, that everybody knows about, that does a lot of coloring books and does not offer like a good paper for them. Like everybody's used to crappier paper because that's like what's offered. It's like, let's empower people in their creativity more with their coloring, to do more, to explore more art supplies, and to really like dig in, like make a meal out of it instead of having this wimpy ass paper. Oh, excuse me, did I just say a bad word? You know what I mean? Like the more, I just think it's, I am going off on a tangent with this and I apologize, but that's what I want to offer. And I don't see that many. There are coloring books that are beautiful that offer this, but um, I haven't seen like a self-published one And I'm sure they're out there. I'm sure they're out there. I know they're out there, but um, I personally want to offer that with my work. And I know they're out there, but I personally haven't. I don't have any of them, and I haven't discovered any of them. But I'm saying I'm sure they're out there because I'm sure that other people have done them. It's not like nobody's had this idea before. You know what I mean? So it's not like somebody hasn't had the same idea before. So this top, I drew this in the wrong one. I'm going to do that instead. So we're going to do. So let's go. All right, I'm losing the plot here. Let's go from here because this is, I think, what we need to do. I need my other brush for this. All right, let's see. I'm going to move you down a little bit just so you have more margin here. Okay. So let's see. We have that, and then we have this. And then we're going to do like that. And then oh, interestingly tricky spot, I have to say. There we go. Because this is actually a really good, this is a really good example of what I was talking about before. How sometimes your brain thinks one direction, but your art is actually your actual um, what you're looking at is actually going in the other direction. And that's an excellent right there. It happened right there where I thought it was going in a different direction. I think I made this. This was supposed to go up here. That. That. Let's go, Van Gogh. Let's go. Okay. Excuse me. All right. Okay. I think we're good almost. We're getting there. All right. I think we're good. I'm calling this. I don't need to put any more lines, although I could do a few more. Little extra. Okay. Let's complete this. Let's complete this. Oh my gosh. This has been so fun to do. Thank you so much for joining me today. Even if you were only here for 2 seconds, even if you popped in and popped out, you can always pop back in later if you want to and see it and watch the replay. Or not if it's not your thing, but if it is, like, please do come back. So let's work on his ear a little bit more. Let's get a little more. Let's zoom on my ears. I think ears are really fun to draw. They're very good part of the anatomy to study. And kind of like the hands. Hands are a good anatomy to study too. And I know that, when you're first starting out, it can be like, oh, hands are so hard. I had a hand teacher that was so amazing. His name was Nathan Goldstein, and he changed my ability to just have that understanding of hand drawing. I believe before I took a class with him, I really struggled a lot with hands, and he was just brilliant. He just had a way of explaining hands that um, nobody before him had ever done before for me. He's done a few books. He is deceased now, rest in peace. But he had a few books. He did some of my. I took his class. I had a few classes with him in my first year of art school, and I was just blown away by his teaching. He was one of those teachers that just really made a huge difference in how you know, was able to understand, connect the dots, right, in your head about drawing hands and anatomy. He was amazing. And I think he probably has some books on Amazon or somewhere, used booksellers maybe. And they're very worth seeking out. Now that I'm talking about him, I feel like I should look to recollect some of his books because I don't have them anymore. But and nothing beats a live class with this guy. I mean, I was just, wrapped with attention in his class. He was a teacher that I just absorbed every little drop of information that he shared and his way of teaching. He was great. And he always said, he would say, art is like creating, like drawing is a physical activity. And it was kind of funny because, people don't think of it that way. People think about art like, oh, you're in a corner and you're drawing or something, or maybe they used to. But he's right. It is very physical because you're standing up, you're looking in different ways, you're looking through little squares so you can see certain things, like making little keyholes and things. And you know, you're moving around so you can see different angles. And I mean, there's so many ways that art is physical. And plus, I mean, obviously you're using your hand, but you're also using like your fine motor skills, and you're using your mind and your physical. So he was right about that. And I loved that because that just always stuck with me. He was just full of amazing lessons. And he used to also say, everything is either convex or concave. And he's right about that too. And that has really stuck with me because I'm very, I'm very focused in on planes and like ins and outs. And that is one of his lessons that he taught me that stuck with me and that I hope to impart upon you, um, as just a concept to, take in and just roll around in your mind and let it just sort of marinate in there, because it's ins and outs, it's space, it's positive and negative. So that is just a foundational thing that is important to like. These are concepts that, like, when you have your own understanding of certain concepts, you can take it anywhere. Like, you can apply it to anything, and it's great. So I think we're almost done here. I think we are. We're pretty much done here. Actually, we're not quite done here because I want to just do a little more of my movement lines here. I want to do a little more of Van Gogh's lines here. And thank you, Van Gogh. Thank you so much for being alive and making so much art, and for helping us to see new ways through your art. Changed art. Changed the way that people see art. Amazing. Ah, oh, okay. So that's good. We're almost there. We're almost there, Van Gogh. So, Van Gogh, this is my homage to you. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed this live today. And let me know if you would like there we go. Let me know if you would like a traceable, so you can have something that you don't have to worry about the structure of the drawing, and you can just go to town on your ins and outs and on your brush work. You can print it out and you can just explore. You can look at Van Gogh's painting, and you can practice the different brush strokes with your brush pens, or with, really, you could practice with other pens too. You don't have to have a brush pen, but this is, especially useful to people who are interested in using brush pens, because it's very conducive to that. So, all right. So I'm not doing a live at 12:30 today, and I think tomorrow is going to be an off day for me. So I don't think I'm going to do any lives tomorrow, but I ask that you please check my posts tab in my YouTube channel to find out any specifics, because I might come on. I'm not sure yet. That will be my one. Tomorrow's going to be my day that is kind of up in the air, well, a lot up in the air. But I might be able to fit in a live. I'm not sure yet. So, okay, I'm going to go and maybe I'll see you tomorrow, and check my post tab for updates on upcoming live. If I don't see you tomorrow, I will see you definitely will see you on Friday, and might see you once on Thursday. I'm not sure yet. So, all right. I hope you have a great day. And let me know if you want a printable of this in the comments. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye.